Hey everybody, Jim from GrassRootsPiano. You know, we all get excited about technology going on YouTube, and in this case, learning piano. But I think I have noticed as a teacher for many years, before YouTube and now, on how we just grasp for things. And then when we do that, we run into some problems. And I'm going to talk about 10 things that I've seen many adult learners get into. And I want to talk about this because I also have two students right now that are probably on their way of, unfortunately, I hate to say it, quitting. And they're quitting because of some of the stuff they've been running into. I don't have this as 1 through 10, like 10 being the most stressful, but I will share with you the top 2 that I have seen for some time. All right, so here we go. Number one, definitely we have slower note recall. And that's why you don't see it on YouTube often as far as note recall and learning. I know Tim, Piano Lessons Online or something? He's been around forever. He does an awesome job with this stuff. This is good stuff, people. You want to get into this. The note recall will just take longer because our brains have been so maxed. We've been doing so many different things. And we're going to come back to number one a few different times because number one ties into a few other things. So let's take a look at number 2. Number 2, definitely hands down, hand coordination. It's tricky. You have to understand how parts work, the different fingerings, the rhythms. And if you've had a busy life and a career, maybe you can do certain skills really well. This is different. You have to stop everything and just take it as a new journey. And one of the reasons hand coordination is tricky because we don't slow things down, and that's worth repeating as us teachers. 3, you see it there, finger dexterity and flexibility. Again, I mentioned in a video or a few videos I have a Dupuytren's contracture. I'm not bringing it up for attention, but I am bringing it up because I know what it's like to have arthritis or hand issues. I have a student who's doing really well, and I can mention them. Hi Star, they just had surgery and they are getting their hand surgery last spring, I believe, but they're playing piano and they're going slow. So don't let the arthritis or old injuries define you. Keep at it. Even if you have to go at it a different angle, there are different teachers out there that can help different learners and students. Keep that in mind. All right, so the next one we're going to jump to 4. 4 is a memory retention, and that kind of goes back to what we were saying with number 1 with slower note recall. In memory, we are doing so much. We're layering so much from articulation to dynamics, scales, or what do I practice? You get overwhelmed. So you can get overwhelmed trying to remember songs from week to week, but if you just stay consistent, have a journal, that will really help you. And who says that you have to memorize everything? Who says that you're not a good student because you don't have this and that and this piece memorized? I know that is I just opened it up for a big debate, but what about just improving? What about progress? Not perfection. Think about progress. Don't think about perfection. The progress is where it's at, and that's what's going to keep you going. All right, so number 5, rhythm and timing. Rhythm and timing are 2 different concepts. How to internalize the music, how to associate what you're doing with the rhythm and the structure, dealing with syncopated rhythms, dotted rhythms, and you're just trying to figure out how a melody goes, and now you have this whole other concept. So the rhythm thing, definitely you want to break it down because it will feel unnatural. Some students that I've worked with, they hate the metronome. They're like, I'll learn from you, but I'm not using the metronome. I'm like, oh, you'll come around. We'll see. But you have to be, again, I say this a lot, patience. And this is why we are going to number 6. Patience, progress. So I'm pretty busy. A lot of us are busy, different commitments going on. Sometimes there's stressful times in our lives. So when we sit down, we're really excited. But what happens? We might go too fast. We're too sloppy. So think of it this way. Use this as a way to de-stress. Use this as a way to take your mind off of everything else. And you will learn faster if you go slower. All right, so the patience and progress, you got to keep that in mind. And now it's sight reading, which I was just thinking about this. Sight reading, I don't mean like you're reading like a 4-part hymn or something fast or tricky, because a beginner or someone who's getting into piano probably won't get into sight reading, but looking at basic notes. If you have a structured way of learning, there's so much music out there and there's so many different levels of music. If you've learned the 5-finger C position, you should be able to sight read some of a melody, some note, like Ode to Joy. And that will help you build fluency over time. We want to try to connect the language. But don't beat yourself up with sight reading. That takes time, and that's a whole other skill. But to be able to just do like one little line at a time is really awesome. And now we are jumping to 8. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this could just be a stress when you look at it. Learning new theory concepts. All right, so when we start talking about scales, key signatures, chord symbols, it can get confusing really fast. Remember, these are doors that open to new musical worlds, but you have to be aware when you open that door. Sometimes the teacher might say, oh, you'll see, once you get the harmonic minor scales down, you'll understand that. And a lot of times, us learners, we want to get stuff down now because we want to progress. It's an art, it's a process. You know, when I was working on that piano method book, oh my gosh, the software and everything, the graphic design, it was a process. And I'm surprised they didn't throw the computer out. So touch upon that slowly. Oh, last thing with this, be careful if you go to Facebook forums or any kind of forum on theory, because someone could say a sentence or two and you're going to go, I've seen the theory thing really stress people out. Theory is a language, and when it's practical, it will help you. You've been warned. All right, so guess what? We're cranking to number 9, physical endurance. This doesn't mean just sitting down and playing like 10 tunes in a row. For me, I've noticed things just get tighter and my back gets tighter. So I have to understand that I have to just take breaks, and I have this new upper back stretch where I do this and I just pivot. I show this to some people and they're like, does nothing. That's because they don't have tightness there. But this really helps me because we have to be careful reading a lot of music or a computer or driving. So the physical endurance, you can keep at it as you age, but you got to know your body. And on a side note with number 9, some of us, including me at times, maybe not with piano teaching, but sometimes we compare. Well, he is 61 years old and he can do 2 hours straight. I only can do 25 minutes and I need a break. It doesn't matter. You got to know your body and your journey. It's as simple as that. All right, so number 10, and then I'm going to tell you my 2 top ones I've seen over and over again, year after year. Balancing expectations with life demands, hands down. We're already too busy, especially these days, and we can get distracted too. Luckily, maybe us older adults, we know how to not get distracted so much. So family, health, you have to just roll with things. Sometimes things are not going to work out, whatever it might be. I know my dog was not doing well, and I love Pepper, and he was not doing well in August, and things kind of went to the wayside, and I attended to him. This is going to happen. But at the same time, I've been in situations where I'm stressed, and then I go to the piano or make a video, and that helps me relax. So that's really important. Just be careful. It's going to be an ebb and flow. All right, my top 2, well, definitely this one, because if you're an adult and you're bored, I'm jealous. Even if you're a retired adult, you still have a lot of different things going on and appointments and whatnot. And then the other one, I think I got it right here. Yes, hands down, rhythm and timing. I've seen this at all ages. Some people can internalize a bit better for whatever reason, but this concept, hands down, it's insane. This could be like a whole YouTube channel on rhythm and timing. I get really excited about it. Learners, we're so busy about the note. We're thinking externally. We're not thinking about pulse. We're not thinking about maybe sounding out the rhythm. And then there's all these different topics on it with rhythm and everything. Just be honest with yourself. If you're getting into reading, can you count it? Do you understand the durations? Listen to music. The other one too, where one student of mine's probably gonna quit, unfortunately, and that really stinks. I even offered like, hey, you wanna try some other teachers? Yeah, I would say this one too, patience with progress. This definitely is one because we just wanna get it down. Please accept the small wins. Improvement is measured in small increments. So start practicing. I wish everyone well. If you want, share. What are some of your stresses? What are your roadblocks, if you will? All right, take care. Bye-bye. I'll leave the bloopers in there too. This one, patience and progress. You know, if you're a beginner watching this and you just started even last January, you're a beginner and it's okay. and you're better than you were. Small improvement is measured in increments. Is that a no? Improvement is measured in small increments.